10 Life-Changing Lessons from Marcus Aurelius Meditations. What made Marcus Aurelius so unstoppable? Hey there, friend. Let me pose a question that might just ignite a spark of curiosity in you. Have you ever stopped to wonder what made someone like Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, so truly exceptional? This wasn't just any ruler. Marcus Aurelius was one of the 5 good emperors, a group celebrated for their integrity and dedication to the well-being of their people. But his legacy goes far beyond governance. He was a profound thinker, a devoted practitioner of Stoic philosophy, and the author of a remarkable collection of personal writings that we now know as Meditations. These writings aren't merely historical artifacts or the musings of a powerful man. They are a timeless treasure trove of wisdom, offering practical lessons on how to live with purpose, find happiness, and cultivate inner strength no matter what challenges life throws at you. What makes meditation so special is its raw authenticity. Marcus didn't write these notes for an audience. They were his private reflections, a way to grapple with his own thoughts, responsibilities, and struggles as both an emperor and a human being. Yet centuries later, his words resonate deeply, speaking to universal human experiences, our fears, our desires, our search for meaning. His Stoic principles provide a framework for navigating life's uncertainties with grace and resilience, making his insights just as relevant today as they were in ancient Rome. Whether you're facing a personal crisis, striving for self-improvement, or simply seeking a deeper sense of peace, Marcus Aurelius has something profound to offer. Today we're diving into 10 of the most powerful insights from Meditations. Insights that have the potential to transform your life if you let them take root. These lessons aren't abstract theories. They're practical tools you can apply to your daily life, helping you cultivate clarity, resilience, and a deeper connection to what truly matters. Here is how we'll approach this journey. The first 5 lessons will lay a solid foundation, giving you the core principles of Marcus's Stoic philosophy to build upon. The last 5 will take you deeper, challenging you to apply these ideas in more nuanced ways to elevate your mindset and actions. Together, they form a roadmap for living a life of purpose and inner strength, guiding you through both the highs and lows with wisdom and intention. I'm asking you to stick with me until the very end. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Each lesson builds on the last, creating a cohesive path towards self-discovery and growth. To make the most of this, grab a comfy spot, maybe a warm cup of tea, and let's walk through this journey together. I want you to feel the weight of Marcus's words, to reflect on how they apply to your own life, and to consider how you might put them into practice. As a little incentive, I've got a special bonus waiting for you at the close, an extra nugget of wisdom to tie it all together, so don't miss out. This isn't just about learning history, it's about unlocking a philosophy that can change the way you live, think, and feel. Are you ready to explore the mind of one of history's greatest Stoics and discover how his teachings can shape your life? Let's get started on this transformative journey together. A leader with a heart. Who was Marcus Aurelius? Let's set the scene a bit and step back into the world of Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who distinguished himself not merely for his commanding power, but for the depth of his heart. He belonged to that rare and revered group, known as the 5 good emperors, rulers who prioritized the well-being of their people, leading with compassion and wisdom, rather than relying solely on force or authority. Marcus wasn't defined solely by his imperial duties. He was a devoted student of Stoicism, a philosophy that equipped him with the tools to remain steady and resilient even during the stormiest times of his reign. This wasn't a philosophy he merely studied. It shaped how he lived, how he faced adversity, and how he governed. In the quiet moments snatched between battles and decrees, he turned to a deeply personal practice, writing down his thoughts. These private reflections, born out of a need to process life's challenges, wars that tested his leadership, personal losses that broke his heart, and the immense weight of ruling an empire, eventually became Meditations, a book that continues to inspire and guide people across centuries. What makes meditation so remarkable is its origin. Marcus didn't pen these words with an audience in mind. They were his intimate musings, a lifeline he crafted to navigate the complexities of his life. He wrestled with the pressures of war, the grief of losing loved ones, and the constant demands of leadership, using his writings as a way to ground himself in Stoic principles. Yet, what began as a personal exercise has transformed into a goldmine of wisdom, offering timeless lessons on how to live a happy, meaningful life. Marcus believed that true happiness and fulfillment aren't derived from external circumstances, wealth, status, or fleeting successes, but from an inner state of mind cultivated through discipline, reflection, and acceptance. This core Stoic tenet, that we hold the power to shape our responses regardless of what the world throws at us, shines through every page of his work. His insights, though born in a vastly different era, resonate deeply today, speaking to anyone seeking purpose amidst modern chaos, strength amid personal trials, or peace in a restless world. As we embark on this exploration, imagine Marcus sitting in a quiet corner of his palace or a military camp, quill in hand, pouring his soul onto the page. His words weren't polished speeches or public proclamations. They were raw, honest attempts to align his actions with his philosophy. This authenticity is what gives meditations its enduring power, making it a guide for anyone willing to listen. The lessons we are about to uncover aren't abstract theories. They were practical tools drawn from his life, designed to help us navigate our own. They start with a foundational insight that sets the tone for everything else, a principle that invites us to look inward and take control of our perspective. So, let's walk this path together, stepping into the mind of a man who ruled an empire, yet sought wisdom above all. His journey invites us to reflect on our own, to find strength in his words, and to begin applying his lessons to our lives. With each step, we'll uncover how Marcus's private reflections can become a public gift, lighting the way toward a more intentional and fulfilling existence. Shape your character, not your wallet. All right, let's kick off with the first big lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Build your character, not your bank account. Marcus had a remarkable ability to cut through the noise of his time and ours, delivering wisdom that still resonates deeply today. He wrote something that challenges the modern obsession with material gain. Our minds don't truly need external stuff. Those desires are often illusions we create for ourselves. Think about the world we live in, where advertisements bombard us daily, urging us to buy the latest gadget, the newest phone, or the most stylish outfit. Social media amplifies this, showcasing the glamorous lives of the rich and famous, perfect vacations, luxury cars, and designer wardrobes, making it all too easy to fall into the trap of believing happiness lies in accumulating more. Marcus saw through this illusion centuries ago, and his insight remains a powerful antidote to our consumer-driven culture. But here is the catch that Marcus so wisely pointed out: material things are fleeting and fragile. You can lose them in an instant. A storm can destroy your home, a car accident can total your vehicle, or a financial misstep can wipe out your savings. If you tether your happiness and sense of self-worth to these possessions, what happens when they're gone? The answer is a void, a sense of loss that can leave you unmoored. Marcus recognized this vulnerability, understanding that chasing material wealth is a losing game. No matter how much you acquire, it's never enough. There's always a bigger house, a faster car, or a more expensive trend to pursue next. This endless cycle keeps you restless, always reaching for something just out of grasp, rather than finding contentment where you stand. So what's the alternative Marcus offers? Shift your focus to building your character, the one treasure no one can strip away from you. Your character is forged in the qualities you cultivate, how compassionate you are toward others, how sincere you remain in your dealings, how diligently you work through challenges. These traits define who you are at your core, shaping the legacy you leave behind, and providing the inner strength to weather any storm. Imagine a scenario where everything material is lost, your home, your money, your possessions, yet you still stand tall because of the kindness in your heart, the integrity in your actions, or the resilience you've built. That's the enduring power of character, a foundation that remains unshaken when external circumstances falter. Marcus lived this truth as an emperor, facing wars and personal grief, yet grounding himself in virtues that sustained him through it all. To put this lesson into practice, start today with a simple question. What can I do to be a little more patient, a little more kind, or a little more honest in my daily interactions? Maybe it's listening fully to a friend instead of rushing to respond, or offering help to someone in need without expecting anything in return. These small acts build your character incrementally, creating a wealth that grows richer with time. Unlike material possessions which can vanish overnight, the strength of your character becomes a lifelong companion, guiding you through life's ups and downs. Marcus's wisdom invites us to redefine success, not by the size of our bank accounts, but by the depth of our humanity. Embrace this shift and you'll discover a source of happiness and stability that no external force can ever take away. Find happiness inside, not in others' approval. Let us move on to the second profound lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Do not let other people's opinions dictate your happiness. Marcus understood a truth that cuts through the noise of our modern world. There are billions of people out there, each with their own perspectives, and trying to please them all is a futile endeavor. Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, chasing likes, comments, or shares, feeling a fleeting rush when the numbers climb? Or perhaps you've swiped endlessly on a dating app, hoping for matches to validate your worth. It's all too easy to tie our happiness to these external markers of approval, seeking validation from strangers or acquaintances to feel good about ourselves. But Marcus would caution that this is a shaky foundation, one that leaves us vulnerable to the whims of others. Hear us why this approach is so precarious. Relying on others' opinions to define your happiness is like building a house on shifting sand. One day, someone praises you and you feel on top of the world. The next, they criticize you or simply ignore you, and your sense of self crumbles. You're left feeling lost, your mood dictated by forces beyond your control. Marcus urged us to flip this script entirely. Instead of seeking external validation, he advocated for building a strong, grounded relationship with yourself. Start by taking the time to truly know who you are, your values, your passions, your principles. What makes you happy on your own terms, independent of anyone else's approval? When you anchor your happiness in self-awareness and self-acceptance, you create a foundation that doesn't waver with others' opinions. If someone dislikes you, maybe they find you too quiet, too opinionated, or too unconventional. It's not a reflection of your worth. Marcus reminds us that there will always be critics, no matter how hard you try to be perfect. Pleasing everyone is an impossible goal, but living true to yourself is not. The French novelist André Gide captured this sentiment beautifully. It is better to be hated for who you are than loved for who you are not. This is your invitation to live authentically, to embrace your true self without apology. Don't pretend to agree with someone just to fit in or to avoid conflict. Don't tolerate hurtful comments or behavior simply to keep the peace or win approval. Instead, be real. Be unapologetically you. Authenticity might not win you universal adoration, but it will bring you something far more valuable, a deep, unshakable sense of self that others' opinions can't touch. The next time you feel that familiar pull to seek validation, maybe you were hesitating to post something online for fear of judgment, or you're altering your behavior to please someone. Pause. Ask yourself, am I living true to myself right now? Am I honoring my own values and happiness? This shift in perspective, rooted in Marcus's Stoic wisdom, is where lasting happiness begins. By focusing on your own standards rather than the fluctuating opinions of others, you cultivate a resilience that carries you through life's ups and downs. You become free to live with integrity, to make choices that align with your true self, and to find joy in your own growth. Marcus's lesson is a powerful reminder. Your happiness is yours to define. Let it come from within, not from the applause of the crowd.
Master what you can control. Now let's dive into the third lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Focus on what you can control. Marcus had a remarkable talent for distilling life's complexities into practical, actionable truths, and this principle stands out as a cornerstone of his Stoic philosophy. He taught that the only things within your power are your own thoughts and actions. Everything else, from the behavior of other people to the unpredictability of the weather or the frustration of traffic jams, lies beyond your grasp. So why waste precious energy fretting over what you can't change? This insight cuts through the clutter of daily life, offering a clear path to peace and productivity by redirecting your focus to where it truly matters. Marcus illustrated this wisdom with a simple yet powerful metaphor. If the cucumber is bitter, throw it away. If there are thorns in the path, go around them. That's all you need to know. It's so straightforward, yet it carries profound depth. Consider a common scenario. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important appointment. You could choose to fume, grip the steering wheel tightly, and honk in frustration, letting anger build inside you. Or you could put on some music, take a deep breath, and make the best of the delay, turning a stressful moment into one of calm. Either way, the traffic isn't going to budge any faster. But one choice leaves you feeling centered and in control, while the other drains your energy and leaves you rattled. Marcus's metaphor reminds us that we don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes the wisest move is to step around the obstacle or let go of what's unpalatable. This lesson is all about mastering the art of letting go of the uncontrollable. You can't force someone to like you, no matter how much you try to win them over. You can stop a rainy day from soaking your plans or prevent a sudden delay from derailing your schedule. And you certainly can't bend the world to your will with sheer willpower alone. Pouring your energy into these futile battles only leads to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, Marcus urges us to redirect that energy toward what we can influence, our own thoughts and actions. This means shaping how you interpret a situation. Is a setback a catastrophe or an opportunity to adapt? It also means deciding how you respond. Will you lash out in anger or respond with patience and grace? By focusing here, you reclaim your power, turning challenges into moments of growth rather than sources of stress. To put this into practice, the next time you catch yourself stressing over something beyond your control, maybe a coworker's attitude, a canceled flight, or a sudden change in plans, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and shift your attention to what you can do. Can you adjust your mindset to find a silver lining? Can you take an action, however small, to move forward, like calling ahead to explain your delay or finding a productive task to tackle while you wait? This shift doesn't eliminate the problem, but it transforms your experience of it, giving you a sense of agency and calm. Marcus's wisdom teaches us that true strength lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering ourselves. Start today by identifying one situation where you've been overreaching and redirect your focus inward. That's where your real power resides.
Master what you can control. Now let's dive into the third lesson from Marcus Aurelius. Focus on what you can control. Marcus had a remarkable talent for distilling life's complexities into practical, actionable truths, and this principle stands out as a cornerstone of his Stoic philosophy. He taught that the only things within your power are your own thoughts and actions. Everything else, from the behavior of other people to the unpredictability of the weather or the frustration of traffic jams, lies beyond your grasp. So why waste precious energy fretting over what you can't change? This insight cuts through the clutter of daily life, offering a clear path to peace and productivity by redirecting your focus to where it truly matters. Marcus illustrated this wisdom with a simple yet powerful metaphor. If the cucumber is bitter, throw it away. If there are thorns in the path, go around them. That's all you need to know. It's so straightforward, yet it carries profound depth. Consider a common scenario. You're stuck in traffic, running late for an important appointment. You could choose to fume, grip the steering wheel tightly, and honk in frustration, letting anger build inside you. Or you could put on some music, take a deep breath, and make the best of the delay, turning a stressful moment into one of calm. Either way, the traffic isn't going to budge any faster, but one choice leaves you feeling centered and in control, while the other drains your energy and leaves you rattled. Marcus's metaphor reminds us that we don't have to fight every battle. Sometimes the wisest move is to step around the obstacle or let go of what's unpalatable. This lesson is all about mastering the art of letting go of the uncontrollable. You can't force someone to like you, no matter how much you try to win them over. You can just stop a rainy day from soaking your plans or prevent a sudden delay from derailing your schedule. And you certainly can't bend the world to your will with sheer willpower alone. Pouring your energy into these futile battles only leads to frustration and exhaustion. Instead, Marcus urges us to redirect that energy toward what we can influence, our own thoughts and actions. This means shaping how you interpret a situation. Is a setback a catastrophe or an opportunity to adapt? It also means deciding how you respond. Will you lash out in anger or respond with patience and grace? By focusing here, you reclaim your power, turning challenges into moments of growth rather than sources of stress. To put this into practice, the next time you catch yourself stressing over something beyond your control, maybe a co-worker's attitude, a cancelled flight, or a sudden change in plans, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and shift your attention to what you can do. Can you adjust your mindset to find a silver lining? Can you take an action, however small, to move forward, like calling ahead to explain your delay or finding a productive task to tackle while you wait? This shift doesn't eliminate the problem, but it transforms your experience of it, giving you a sense of agency and calm. Marcus's wisdom teaches us that true strength lies not in controlling the world, but in mastering ourselves. Start today by identifying one situation where you've been overreaching and redirect your focus inward. That's where your real power resides. Rewrite your negative thoughts. The fifth lesson from Marcus Aurelius centers on a profound truth about the human mind. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This insight is transformative because it shifts the locus of control from external circumstances to our internal thought processes. Our emotions, reactions, and overall experience of life are not dictated by what happens around us, but by how we choose to interpret and think about those events. This realization empowers us to take charge of our mental state, offering a path to resilience and inner peace no matter the challenges we face. To illustrate this, consider two friends, John and Bill, both invited to the same birthday party. John approaches the event with enthusiasm, viewing it as an opportunity to connect with others, share laughter, and make memories. His mindset fills him with energy and excitement, and he dives into the party with confidence. Bill, however, is gripped by dread. He's convinced he'll feel out of place, say something awkward, or be left alone in a corner. The same event with the same guest list and setting elicits entirely different experiences for John and Bill, not because of the party itself, but because of the thoughts they bring to it. John's positive outlook creates a vibrant, enjoyable reality, while Bill's negative assumptions cast a shadow over his evening. This contrast underscores a powerful truth. Our thoughts shape our reality. When we assume a situation will go poorly, we invite anxiety and self-doubt. When we see it as an opportunity, we cultivate enthusiasm and openness. So how can we harness this power to change our negative thoughts? The first step is awareness. Negative thoughts often creep in automatically, like uninvited guests. You might find yourself worrying about an upcoming work meeting, thinking, "I'm going to mess this up and everyone will judge me." The key is to catch these thoughts as they arise. Pause and notice them without judgment, then challenge their validity. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? What evidence supports it? What evidence contradicts it? Often you'll find that negative thoughts are rooted in fear or exaggeration rather than reality. For example, instead of assuming you'll fail at the meeting, consider a more balanced perspective. I might not be perfect, but I can prepare thoroughly and do my best. This shift doesn't deny the possibility of challenges, but reframes them in a way that empowers you to act with confidence. The next step is to replace the negative thought with a constructive one. This isn't about forcing blind optimism, but about finding a realistic, grounded alternative. Instead of, "Everyone will judge me," try, "I'll focus on contributing my best ideas, and that's enough." This small pivot can transform your emotional state, replacing anxiety with purpose. Over time, this practice becomes a habit, rewiring how you approach life's challenges. Marcus's wisdom reminds us that while we can't control external events, we can control our perspective. Try it today. Identify one negative thought, challenge it, and rewrite it. Feel the shift in your emotions, and notice the strength that comes from reclaiming power over your mind. With practice, this approach can transform not just moments, but your entire outlook on life. Stay ready for life's tough moments. As we reach the halfway point in Marcus Aurelius's lessons, the sixth lesson delves into the art of being prepared for life's inevitable challenges. Marcus likened life to a wrestling match rather than a dance, emphasizing that it demands grit, vigilance, and resilience over elegance or ease. In a wrestling match, you must stay alert, brace for unexpected moves, and be ready to recover when you're thrown off balance. Life, in Marcus's view, is no different. It's a series of tests that require us to stand firm, adapt, and keep moving forward, no matter how hard the hit. Consider the people you admire who seem to thrive despite adversity. What sets them apart isn't an absence of obstacles, but their ability to face them head-on. They don't view challenges as dead ends or insurmountable barriers. Instead, they see them as integral parts of the journey. Marcus taught that true happiness lies in this adaptability, in finding a way to grow from setbacks rather than being derailed by them. Take, for example, missing a work deadline. It's tempting to spiral into self-doubt or frustration, but Marcus would urge you to see it differently. A missed deadline is a chance to reassess, learn, and take a small step forward. His timeless words, "This too shall pass," serve as a reminder that no struggle is permanent. Time moves on, and with resilience, so can you. Building this readiness starts with a fundamental shift in mindset. Instead of resisting challenges or wishing them away, embrace them as opportunities for growth. When a problem arises, whether it's a flat tire on your way to an important meeting or a tough conversation with a loved one, don't let it throw you into despair. Pause and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I adapt? A flat tire might give you a moment to breathe, stretch your legs, or practice patience. A difficult conversation could be a chance to deepen understanding or strengthen a relationship. By reframing challenges as opportunities, you transform them from obstacles into stepping stones. Marcus's wrestling metaphor also highlights the importance of staying proactive and alert. In a match, you can't afford to be complacent. You must anticipate your opponent's moves and be ready to counter. Life demands the same vigilance. This doesn't mean living in constant fear of what might go wrong, but cultivating a mindset that's prepared to pivot when needed. Practicing resilience might involve small daily habits, reflecting on what went wrong at the end of the day, identifying one lesson learned, or setting an intention to approach tomorrow's challenges with flexibility. Over time, these habits build a mental toughness that makes you harder to knock down. Ultimately, Marcus's lesson is about embracing life's unpredictability with courage and adaptability. Challenges are not interruptions to your path. They are the path. By shifting your perspective to see setbacks as opportunities, you develop the strength to stay on your feet no matter what life throws at you. The next time a challenge arises, take a deep breath, channel Marcus's wisdom, and step back into the ring. With the right attitude, you'll find not just resilience, but a deeper sense of purpose in every struggle. Cultivate gratitude every day. In a world that often pulls our attention toward what we lack, Lesson 7 from Marcus offers a heartwarming reminder: be grateful for what you have. This simple yet profound principle invites us to pause and reflect on the blessings that enrich our lives, shifting our perspective from scarcity to abundance. Marcus, a beacon of wisdom, urged us to take stock of the virtues we embody, our kindness, courage, and resilience, and to cherish the people who bring light to our days. It is all too easy to get swept up in life's frustrations, the promotion that slipped through our fingers, the argument that left us drained, or the endless chase for something more. Yet in doing so, we risk overlooking the quiet, everyday joys that truly define a meaningful life. A warm hug from a friend, the comfort of a shared laugh, or the simple gift of being able to breathe love and exist in this moment. Marcus proposed a transformative exercise to anchor us in gratitude. Imagine your life stripped of its blessings. Picture a world without your family's presence, your health, or even your sense of humor. How deeply would you feel their absence? This reflection isn't meant to dwell on loss, but to sharpen our appreciation for what we have right now. The thought of losing these treasures, whether it is the sound of a loved one's voice or the strength to face another day, reframes our perspective. Suddenly, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. The ability to share a meal, to feel the sun on your face, or to exchange a kind word with a stranger reveals itself as a source of profound wealth. Gratitude, Marcus taught, isn't just a fleeting emotion. It's a practice that grounds us, tethering us to the present and reminding us of life's inherent richness. The beauty of gratitude lies in its simplicity and its power. Research supports what Marcus intuitively knew. Cultivating gratitude can boost happiness, reduce stress, and even improve our relationships. By focusing on what we have rather than what we lack, we rewire our minds to notice the good. It has a shift that doesn't require grand gestures or sweeping changes, just a moment of intentional reflection. Marcus lived this practice, using it to stay centered amid life's inevitable challenges. His wisdom encourages us to do the same, to find joy in the small, often overlooked details that make up our days. Here's a practical way to embrace this lesson. Tonight, before you drift off to sleep, take a moment to name 3 things you're thankful for. They don't need to be monumental. Perhaps it's the taste of a comforting meal, a kind word from a colleague, or the stillness of a quiet evening. Let those moments settle into your heart, allowing their warmth to linger. This small habit, practiced consistently, can have a ripple effect, transforming how you see the world. Over time, gratitude becomes more than a practice. It becomes a way of life, one that Marcus championed for its ability to bring clarity, contentment, and a deeper appreciation for the beauty woven into our everyday existence. Embrace tolerance, not judgment. The 8th lesson from Marcus centers on a timeless truth. Connection is at the heart of our existence, and to nurture it, we must practice tolerance and avoid judgment. Marcus viewed humanity as intricately woven into a vast web of life, where every individual is interdependent, linked by shared struggles and aspirations. In this interconnected tapestry, isolation is neither practical nor desirable. Rather than judging others for their flaws, quirks, or missteps, Marcus urged us to cultivate empathy, recognizing that each person is navigating their own challenges, doing their best in a complex world. This perspective doesn't just foster harmony. It liberates us from the weight of resentment and strengthens the bonds that make life meaningful. Consider someone who tests your patience, perhaps a co-worker who's perpetually late, disrupting your workflow, or a friend who dominates conversations, leaving little room for others. The instinct to criticize or wish they'd change is natural, but Marcus would caution against it. Judging others often stems from a desire to control what's beyond our reach, leading only to frustration and disconnection. Instead, he advised turning inward, focusing on what we can control, our own responses. You might offer gentle support if it's appropriate, or simply choose to bear with their behavior without letting it disturb your peace. This isn't about excusing harmful actions or becoming a pushover. It's about releasing the need to impose your expectations on others, which only breeds conflict and drains your energy. Practicing tolerance requires a conscious shift in perspective. The next time you feel the urge to judge, Marcus's wisdom encourages a pause. Ask yourself, can I understand this person's perspective? Maybe that late co-worker is juggling personal challenges, or your talkative friend is seeking connection in their own way. This simple act of curiosity opens the door to empathy, allowing you to see others not as obstacles, but as fellow travelers on life's journey. By reframing your approach, you not only diffuse your own irritation, but also create space for deeper, more authentic connections. Tolerance in this sense is a gift to yourself as much as it is to others, fostering inner calm and reinforcing the ties that bind us. This lesson carries profound implications for how we live. Research shows that empathy and tolerance can reduce stress, enhance relationships, and even improve mental well-being. By letting go of judgment, we free ourselves from the cycle of negativity that erodes our peace and isolates us from others. Marcus's insight reminds us that connection thrives not in perfection, but in understanding. To practice this, try a small habit. When irritation arises, take a breath and reflect on one thing you appreciate about the person who's challenging you. It could be their creativity, their effort, or simply their presence in your life. Over time, this practice builds a habit of tolerance, transforming how you engage with the world. By embracing Marcus's call to connect through empathy, we cultivate not just stronger relationships, but STOICISM, The response was cut off, likely due to a character limit or similar constraint. Below is the continuation and completion of the response, adhering to the 550-word target and the provided guidelines. Stronger relationships, but also a deeper sense of personal peace. Marcus' philosophy is not about passivity, but about choosing battles wisely, focusing on self-mastery rather than trying to control others. This approach aligns with modern psychological insights, which suggest that empathy and non-judgmental attitudes can enhance emotional resilience and social cohesion. By practicing tolerance, we create a ripple effect, fostering environments where mutual respect and understanding can flourish. To embody this lesson, Marcus's advice offers a practical starting point. Pause and reflect before reacting. When you feel the sting of annoyance, whether it is a neighbor, as loud music, or a family member, as stubborn habits, take a moment to consider their perspective. Ask yourself, what might they be going through? This doesn't mean ignoring harmful behavior or abandoning boundaries, but rather approaching others with a mindset of curiosity rather than condemnation. A simple exercise to build this habit is to consciously acknowledge one positive trait in someone who frustrates you each day. Perhaps it's their passion, their reliability, or even their unintentional humor. This practice trains your mind to seek connection over conflict, aligning with Marcus's vision of a shared human experience. Living with tolerance doesn't erase differences or challenges, but it transforms how we navigate them. It's a commitment to seeing others as part of the same interconnected web, each thread vital to the whole. By letting go of judgment, we not only strengthen our relationships, but also cultivate a sense of inner freedom, unburdened by the need to control the uncontrollable. Marcus's wisdom invites us to embrace this interconnectedness, building a life rich with empathy, patience, and meaningful connections. Find inner peace by mastering your mind. Lesson 9 from Marcus delves into a profound truth. True peace begins within ourselves. Marcus, a man who faced the weight of leadership and life's inevitable turmoil, understood that anxiety and distress are not imposed by the external world, but arise from our own perceptions. He didn't claim to be immune to worry. Instead, he mastered the art of letting it go, recognizing that our emotions shape how we interpret every experience. Every moment, every challenge, plays out first in the theater of our minds. By learning to manage our thoughts, we unlock the power to cultivate calm and claim a deeper sense of happiness, no matter the circumstances. Consider a simple scenario, a rainy day. To one person, it's a frustration. This ruins my plans, while another sees it as an opportunity, thinking, perfect weather for a cozy book and a warm drink. The rain itself is neutral. It's our perspective that colors it with joy or discontent. Marcus's insight is that we hold more control over our emotional responses than we often realize. Our thoughts are the lens through which we view the world, and by adjusting that lens, we can shift from chaos to calm. This isn't about denying difficulties, but about choosing how we respond to them. When we opt for serenity over panic, we take a significant step toward mastering our own happiness. This lesson invites us to pause and reflect when emotions like anxiety arise. Marcus would encourage us to trace the feeling back to its source. Is it truly the situation itself causing distress, or is it our interpretation of it? For example, a looming deadline might spark stress, but what if we reframed it as a chance to focus and grow? By questioning our initial reactions, we create space to choose a different perspective, one that fosters peace rather than turmoil. This practice aligns with modern psychological principles such as cognitive behavioral therapy, which emphasizes that reframing thoughts can transform emotional outcomes. Marcus's wisdom, rooted in Stoic philosophy, reminds us that inner peace is not found by controlling the world, but by mastering our own minds. To put this into practice, try a simple exercise the next time anxiety creeps in. Pause and ask yourself, what story am I telling myself about this moment? If you're stuck in traffic, instead of spiraling into frustration, consider it a chance to breathe, listen to music, or reflect. This small shift in perspective can diffuse tension and anchor you in the present. Over time, this habit of reframing builds resilience, helping you navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. Marcus's approach wasn't about escaping challenges, but about meeting them with clarity and calm. By cultivating this inner peace, we not only enhance our own well-being, but also bring a steadier, more grounded presence to those around us. His 9th lesson is a powerful reminder. The path to peace lies within, waiting for us to claim it through the choices we make in our own minds. Live now, embrace your mortality. Marcus's final lesson is a powerful wake-up call. Live in the present and embrace the reality of your mortality. With unflinching clarity, he reminded us that death is an ever-present companion, not to instill fear, but to ignite urgency. Too often, we act as though we have infinite time, procrastinating on our deepest aspirations with excuses like, "I will start exercising tomorrow," or "I'll write that book next year." Marcus saw this as a trap, a dangerous habit that robs us of the life we could be living now. By acknowledging that our time is finite, we're compelled to focus on what truly matters, to seize the present moment and infuse it with purpose and meaning. This lesson isn't about dwelling on death, but about using its certainty to sharpen our focus. Marcus urged us to strip away distractions and prioritize what's essential. Imagine your life if you stopped postponing the things that light you up. What would you do today if you knew your time was short? Perhaps you'd call a loved one to share a heartfelt conversation, take a quiet walk to savor the beauty around you, or finally start that project you've been dreaming about. The awareness of mortality isn't meant to paralyze us. It's a clarion call to live fully, to chase meaning with intention. Marcus's wisdom teaches us that every moment is an opportunity to align our actions with our values, ensuring we craft a life we're proud of. This perspective transforms how we approach our days. Modern research echoes Marcus's insight, showing that mindfulness, being fully present, enhances well-being, reduces stress, and fosters a deeper appreciation for life. When we live with an awareness of our mortality, we're less likely to waste time on trivial pursuits or petty grievances. Instead, we're drawn to what brings joy, connection, and purpose. Marcus's philosophy invites us to ask ourselves, what's stopping me from acting now? Often it's fear of failure, judgment, or discomfort, but recognizing that time is fleeting can dissolve those barriers, urging us to take action in the present. To embody this lesson, Marcus would encourage a simple yet profound practice. Take one step today towards something you've been putting off. It doesn't need to be monumental. Start with something small, like journaling a few thoughts, reaching out to a friend, or setting a concrete goal for a long-held dream. If your ambition is larger, launching a new career or pursuing a passion, break it down and take that first step. The key is to act now, letting the awareness of life's brevity fuel your courage. This habit of living intentionally, moment by moment, builds a life rich with purpose. Marcus's final lesson is a gift, a reminder that life is too precious to delay. By embracing the present and acting with intention, we honor our time and create a legacy of meaning that resonates long after we're gone. Your journey starts here. We've embarked on an extraordinary journey through 10 timeless lessons drawn from Marcus Aurelius' Meditations, each one a powerful tool to shape a more meaningful and fulfilling life. These lessons, building character, finding inner happiness, focusing on what we can control, channeling anger constructively, reshaping our thoughts, preparing for life's challenges, cultivating gratitude, embracing tolerance, seeking inner peace, and living fully in the present, are not mere philosophical musings. They are practical, actionable principles that Marcus, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, lived by to navigate the complexities of his own life. Together, they form a roadmap for resilience, wisdom, and purpose, inviting us to apply them in our daily lives to cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. The beauty of Marcus's teachings lies in their universality. Whether you're facing a tough day at work, a personal setback, or simply seeking a clearer sense of direction, these lessons offer guidance. Building character reminds us to act with integrity, even when no one is watching. Finding inner happiness shifts our focus from external validation to internal contentment. By concentrating on what we can control, we free ourselves from the burden of worrying about the uncontrollable. Channeling anger constructively transforms a destructive emotion into a force for growth. Reshaping our thoughts empowers us to reframe challenges while preparing for adversity, equips us to face life's inevitable storms. Cultivating gratitude opens our eyes to the abundance already present, and embracing tolerance fosters connection in a diverse world. Seeking inner peace helps us find calm amidst chaos, and living in the present urges us to seize each moment with intention. Together, these principles weave a tapestry of wisdom that can transform how we live. This journey through Marcus' lessons is more than an intellectual exercise. It is an invitation to embody these ideas in our actions. Imagine the impact of applying just one lesson more intentionally, pausing to practice gratitude before bed, or choosing tolerance over judgment in a heated moment. These small shifts can ripple outward, enhancing our relationships, boosting our mental clarity and grounding us in purpose. Modern psychology supports Marcus's insights, showing that practices like mindfulness, gratitude, and cognitive reframing can improve well-being and resilience. Yet Marcus's genius was in distilling these truths centuries ago, offering them in a way that remains profoundly relevant today. I hope this exploration of Marcus's wisdom has inspired you as much as it has me. His lessons are a call to live well, not in some distant future, but right now. To keep this journey alive, dive into the 2 videos I've recommended next. They repacked with more insights to fuel your growth. If you're eager for more wisdom like this, consider subscribing to the channel to stay connected. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share which of Marcus' lessons resonated most deeply with you. Was it the call to live in the present, or perhaps the power of gratitude? Thank you for joining me on this ride through meditations. Let's keep the momentum going, applying these tools to craft lives of meaning and joy. Until next time, live well.